What is good? Welcome back to, I think, episode 56, could be 57, of the Off the Record podcast. Let's get into some breaking news. World's famous club closes down. Boo. The sync button is actually fine to use, and we will discuss. One of the Crossfader DJs in an ice cream van. Let's get stuck into this week's Off the Record podcast.
Music, industry talk, stories, equipment and more. We are Crossfader and this is Off the Record. Off the Record. Off the Record.
Hello and welcome back to the Off the Record podcast.
Hello.
How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, very good.
There's not that much pressing news, but we've got a lot to talk about because we're going to get to some unpopular DJ opinions, which is always a fun thing to play.
Yeah.
Love triggering DJs. It's a fun game of mine.
And we're so triggered as well.
We're triggered.
We are always so triggered.
So we've just gone live on the usuals, the Facebooks.
How old are you?
Grandma, the Facebooks. We're on MySpace, on Facebook, on YouTube, in Discord. So the theme of today is unpopular DJ opinions. So as we have a bit of a chat, think about that and then whack them in the chat.
I mean, straight away, DJ Smith is saying, you guys look so tired and slack. I mean, come on now.
Listen.
That's an unpopular opinion.
Some of us got kids. One of us has got a cat. Like, leave us alone.
Busy.
Like,
a cat's to feed.
It's all love.
I'll tell you what, though, on a more positive note, I feel like summer's around the corner and I'm just getting like itchy summer feet vibes. We've got some summer plans.
This is why though, the same guy says hello from Australia. This is why.
We're not in Australia.
Right, we're not in Australia. That's why we look tired. We've got no sun.
Summer's around the corner. It is getting sunnier, and I'm starting to think about festival season, going abroad, things like that. So we've got a rooftop here where we are in the Crossfader office, and it's just about 2 degrees too cold to start going up for lunch yet. So. Maybe. But yeah, we've got some fun stuff planned. Me and Jamie going Park Life Festival.
Yes.
Fred again.
Yes.
I've
already seen him once, but can't wait to see him
Fred
again.
Skrillex.
You've seen that? Another breaking news. He's just dropped a new album called Secret Life.
Seen this? When do they sleep, these guys?
I don't know.
When,
So,
sat on a bag of tunes.
I don't know if it's available on Spotify or anything yet, but they were streaming it on secretlife.fm. And I think it's Fred again, Forte, and Brian Eno, which is like Fred again's mentor, who's like an old musician. So going to be interesting. I haven't listened to it yet, but we're big fans.
I think we look tired. Imagine him.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to get stuck into a bit of this.
Ready drama, it's all over the place. People arguing, fighting, all up in your face. Ready drama. Ready drama.
This is an interesting story. It takes a twist and turn, and you don't really know where it's going, and then we'll see. But this is a Reddit post that I seen yesterday,
right?
And it says, "Played my first IRL." Do you know what IRL means?
In real life?
People just say in real life. Played my first IRL. It was an open decks night. I had the 8 p.m. slot. Got there about 45 minutes before my allocated time. There was a guy behind the decks playing, but he was having some technical difficulties. The guy who was scheduled before me had helped out, and we discussed what we should do with the time slot. We agreed to push things back 30 minutes and let him play his set. We relayed this to the guy who was supposed to be on after me. Promoter comes around 8:30, talks to the guy who was after me, then approached and asked me why I'm not up there. I explained the situation, and he told me that only he makes lineups changes and that there was no 7 p.m. slot. So he works it out that the two of us only play 10 minutes each. Right?
What?
This guy's a knob. So we only play 10 minutes each.
10 minutes?
Then split the remaining 10 how we want. So we decided to go back to back. We had a Nexus 2 mixer and a DJM 800. The right CDJ had a broken cue button. All been there.
Yeah.
Standard.
Ended up trying my first mix on the wrong channel on my first transition. But after that, it was smooth sailing. In short, it was fucking awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
That took a
Promoter approached me and we chatted for a bit, and I I was actually supposed to play Monday, but there was a schedule mix-up. So he bumped me up to yesterday. So he apologised for that and asked me if I wanted to do an open air slot later on this week. So that's how my first gig went.
I mean,
twists and turns.
It took me on a journey. Did that story.
Emotional roller coaster.
I love his attitude though. And that's
Yeah.
like for thinking about it from our perspective, like that sounds like an absolute nightmare. But when you first DJ, if you get 10 minutes to DJ live,
10 minutes,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, wow.
And he got to do a back-to-back, which is always like,
Yeah.
it's got good energy about it when you go back-to-back, I think. And fair enough, he just brushed off that, he tried to mix on the wrong channel, brush it off. It was still awesome. That's great attitude.
Sick
and
attitude,
it's going to set you up. And that's...
And look what happened as well. The
Yeah.
vibes at the end of it, with the promoter coming back to him and then offering him, he could have been like, I've turned up here, I've driven 30 minutes, I've only got 10 minutes to DJ, everything's broken, like I'm never coming back again, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But the positive vibes, he's got a set out of it.
And you know what? It's a great story because, we've told you our stories, our first gig stories on this podcast in previous episodes.
Yeah.
And it's a thing you kind of cherish, you want to kind of have that first gig story, and what a story, to divulge, not just like, I kind of played, it went well, cool.
100%. I was going through my music library the other day, and I've just got one folder in my playlist, and it's my first ever set that I used with Serato.
I saw this on the video earlier.
I can't delete it. It's like I always like to look back and be like,
too much nostalgia.
That's mad that I used to like all of that songs that I used to play. Some stuff I still like play.
Yeah.
And it's
I wish I had my first from my first gig.
Yeah.
I don't have mine either. But there was one time where like I lost all of my crates, and that was a stressful and sad moment. In time.
All of them.
Yeah.
How
I had to start again.
Just broke. What, your laptop broke?
I can't remember now. I think it was either that. I think actually my computer got nicked.
Yeah.
Oh.
So and it was before like Time Machine backups and
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So I lost all my music and all my crates, and I
your
just had
music
to
as well.
start again. But luckily, I had a lot of really sound people in the industry that helped me out, just get some of that bulk music library back together.
That's good.
I had a weird gig this weekend. It was good. It was a weird one. So there's quite a well-known what is it, like an outdoor? I don't know what is Beaverworks.
Oh, it's just
it's like an outdoor venue. It's a mixture of indoor outdoor venue. It's big.
It's like an old mill. If you live in the UK and you know what a mill is, it's like
it's just like this deserted place where they have outdoor festivals, right?
What we like to do in the UK is we don't open clubs. We just find random venues and go, it's a club now.
Yeah, it's a club.
I don't know if that's in other places of the world as well. But
So I think we've all played there. So I played there this weekend, and it was, to begin with, it's quite presumptuous putting on an outdoor festival in the UK in early May. Yeah. So I get there, it's quite warm and stuff. Got there, get into like the main area. There's like 2,000 people, like sold out. There's like 4 arenas, and it was sick. So I turn around the corner, and where I'm DJing is it's an ice cream truck. And anyone from the UK, right, the ice cream truck was called Mr. Wumpy.
Mr. Wumpy.
You'll only get that if you're from the UK, because our ice cream trucks in the UK are called Mr. Whippy. So this thing's called Mr. Wumpy. So I get in there, and it's like as soon as you put a step, it moves. So that was throwing me off. So it actually moves. And then because of the window, the decks were really low, like super low.
I hate
this. And that is awful. And I was only on an hour and a half. But in 20 minutes into it, I'm bending over. And plus, because of where my head height was, I had to like dip to see the crowd.
Yeah.
So it's a cool idea, but like practicality. So behind me, there was like where the amps were, it was like a seat. So I'm like sitting down DJing, which is one of my bugbears in life, which I hate doing that. But I kind of had to see the crowd. Yeah. So as I start my set, 10 minutes, 3 songs into it, a monsoon opens up in the air, like torrential rain.
Yeah.
So everyone just pisses off inside, and I'm like, DJ's about what was like 1,000 people is now like 30 people. I'm like, great.
I mean, fair play to them.
Yeah. But in true, like, this is like a student rave. So in true student form, it only took like 2 legends to like take the tops off, start dancing, and then everyone just saw it and then like came back out and just started dancing in the rain. To my right, there was like a huge like leak. It was basically like a massive like waterfall, and people are just like dancing under this waterfall and stuff. So then my DJ brain kicks in, and anything that's got rain in is like being played, and it was fun. And then
did you play It's Raining Men?
I played It's Raining Men. Yeah. Got like a little disco remix of that.
Yes.
And then I About 40 minutes into the set, because of the rain, the power cut. So all Mr. Wumpy just turned off, like the lights inside, everything. I'm like, oh my Lord. So everyone's just like looking, and people start booing, and I'm like, you know, what do you want me to do? So some guy from behind came up, and then we re-plugged in somewhere, got it back going. 20 minutes later, it tripped out again. I'm like, oh. Anyway, so it was a struggle, but after saying that, it was like a lot of fun. It was a weird gig, but like a lot of fun. Ended up staying around, and they're rebooked. They've got it this weekend as well, so we'll see what happens this weekend when I turn up. Hopefully.
Have you got any like coronation king related? Crowning of the king.
Well, it's not
a thing. Like,
yeah, so yeah, in the UK, the king's getting coronated this Saturday, is it? Or it's all weekend or something?
I don't really know. I'm not up
we
on
all
the,
have to have the day off on Monday.
Yeah, so yeah, good news for us. We're off work, but yeah. So it's bank holiday weekend. So yeah, I have like 2 or 3 sets this weekend, but nothing like king related. No. I might try and find king related tracks.
I once played in a converted vehicle as well, and it was like a truck that had a pop top, and the pop top came with a DJ booth. They're quite common now. And I played at this tag rugby festival.
Oh yeah.
So I was playing music while rugby matches were going on.
Oh, right,
and it was like tag rugby. It was all for charity and things.
Nice.
But yeah, again, interesting experience. What do you kind of play? Like,
I've done a rugby field at half time. Before and after like a rugby match, Leeds Rhinos match. That was interesting. You're talking on the mic, you're just looking around like, make some noise, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's always interesting. We've got a few people talking about the first gigs when we mentioned about their first gigs, so I'm just going to read some out because they're great. So Retro Robson on YouTube said, first gig 1992, I was just hanging out with a DJ friend who just asked me to have a go. I had spun some at home before, so I was fine on the decks, but was asked to use the mic, and that was nerve-wracking.
Nice. Talking about, just remember the story, were you at this festival, Jamie, where we'd done a festival set? I think you were. Done a festival set, we got back to camp, and then all of a sudden this van pulls around. Were you at this one? A van pulls around, and he's got a full DJ set up in his van, where the workers' campsite is, and he just like pulls down the door of his van, and he's got like speakers, he's got a Pioneer setup and everything.
No way.
And we just start DJing at the camp.
That's
but
cool.
The problem is like, because it was so loud, like it got heard by everyone else. So in this workers where we're camping, there's like 50 people. All of a sudden, there's like 1,000 people there, and everyone's DJing and stuff. And then like about 2 minutes in, we just see like flashing like police lights.
No.
And then one policeman came in, starts shouting, so we're all booing him and that. And then he's talking to his police mate, and then he realised that he can't really do what about the situation, and they just start dancing.
Nice.
Have you ever played any house parties that have been locked off?
Yeah, for sure. Early on, like student DJs. After a set, you'd go to like some random house in the middle of like
a basement,
Headingley, and like 6 a.m. You're like, music off.
Someone this talking about different places for gigging. Blake Bond said, my first gig was a rave under a bridge. I had very little idea what I was doing. I did not play well, but everyone was super nice, and I still had a great time.
Fair enough.
Love it. That's the thing. Great vibes.
Yeah.
Right. Earlier on Instagram,
Yep.
I asked for some unpopular DJ opinions, which is always a fun game. I do it about once a year. I also looked at some older ones as well. So yeah, if you are watching this on YouTube, Facebook, put your unpopular DJ opinions in the chat, and if they are allowed, if they're suitable enough for a podcast, we'll read some of them out. Right, let's get to a few of these unpopular opinions. Sync is actually a great feature.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah.
It works.
When it works,
it works. Sometimes it can throw you off. We said, if you be
I've
good
got to say
around this
that
kind of stuff.
we are educators, and we do teach people how to not use sync as well.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just as important. But it's one of those things. It's like it's a tool.
Yeah.
And it's a great tool. But don't get caught out by it, because as a beginner DJ, I've heard a lot of times where people will sync stuff up, and if the grid's not right, then that's it. It's going to sound terrible, and you've locked them into a bad mix. So something to be aware of.
Yeah.
Mixing vinyl doesn't automatically make you a good DJ.
It's true.
This is a good one.
It's
That
true.
is a good
This
one.
is a good one, because people know that, people like to come on comments and stuff, and like, only if you play vinyl you a real DJ, which, fair enough, but does it make you a good DJ though? Like, surely like song selection is number one on
Yeah.
being
I mean, you might be able to like physically do it, but if it's like a bad track list.
Yeah.
Can't save it, can you?
Can't save a bad track list, can
No.
you?
Yeah.
Or like, bad like energy. Like if you're just like,
yeah.
if you're playing vinyl, but you're like, you're not interacting with the crowd or anything like that. It goes all hand in hand, doesn't it?
And also like there's times where I've been to gigs and you've got like real credible DJs that are desperate to play on turntables as well as CDJs. And, the set's great. And then they go to mix the tracking on a turntable. And, it might be that they're just a bit sketchy on it. It's not a clean mix. It might be that it skips because obviously turntables skip. And there's all these things that come along with it. And it sometimes just throws off, the event a little bit. And I've heard that so many times. And I think it's that thing of, if you've got the option to play on CDJs nowadays and you've got the music, because I know not all music is released digitally, there's still some stuff that's released, on vinyl. But if you can do it digitally in a venue, it's probably safer too.
Yeah.
DJing a wedding needs much more skills than DJing in a club.
Hello.
Let me have a think.
Different skill sets, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's different skill sets, but he's got a point. He's got a point, right? So being a wedding DJ means you are, first of all, you're a business. So there's different skills that you bring to it. You don't necessarily have to use a mic to be a good club DJ, or do you? Now I'm saying it out loud.
I don't know.
You need that, don't you? You need mic.
No.
You need, oh dear. Depends what genre you're doing.
There's so many arguments to this. It's like you could bring up the whole, you're playing for like kids and family and stuff.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
I think it's a harder job to be a wedding DJ. I think
I'd say
there's
so,
more
yeah.
that goes into it for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You don't have to be as skilled like actually on the decks by
decks.
any means.
No.
I would say in a club you need to have more skill set in like being confident with mixing and building a set more, because it's about creating that flow. You want people to keep dancing, and it's a different environment. Whereas in a wedding, you can sort of rely on the fact that there are different people there. There's people that expect different things from you. There's different tasks that you have to fulfill. That's not just about mixing.
You can't have like an ego. Like if you're a wedding DJ, you're providing a service. Yeah. Like in a club, you can be trusted to rock a dance floor. Yeah. You're trusted with that task. And even though, people might request songs and stuff, if it doesn't align with what you're doing, then you can sort of turn that down, and it can be about, your skills. Yeah. But as a wedding, you're there to entertain the guests that are there. Yeah. And if they want a song, you're playing it.
Yeah, I get it. The way I think about it is you could put a club DJ on at a wedding and they would flop it really bad and they wouldn't be able to do it. Then you could put a wedding DJ on at a club and the same thing could happen. Yeah. It's like, it is so different.
They are. We've got a few here. Shall we do a few from
yeah.
Right. This one, Facebook DJ's relentless knob twiddling.
Whoa. Yeah, I get what you mean, but mine is like second nature. It's like
muscle memory.
I don't know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it to look like I'm doing something. So that I'm not thinking, right, I've got 3 minutes here. I need to look like I'm not doing that. Yeah. It's just like this mental thing that happens. Yeah. I do that a lot. I noticed back when you've done mixes on YouTube and stuff, in between transitions, my hands are moving about and stuff, and I don't know that I'm doing it in my head. Yeah. It's just happening.
I know exactly what you mean.
We're all prone to actually trying to be DJing when we're not DJing. We're trying to, I don't know, there's this weird thing where, like you're saying, your muscle memory sort of kicks in and you're like, I should be doing something right now, and it's trying to hold yourself back from doing something. But I will say, from that unpopular opinion point of view, I used to, we make a lot of content for social media and for, specifically for online. And when I come to planning mixes, I plan it with this in mind, because it's a visual thing that people are watching. I try and make it visual. So I think about, okay, can I do hot cues while then applying effects? While then, as soon as that's finished, am I jumping onto this other part of the track and then loading the next track? I'm thinking what can I be doing on the decks at all moments? If I want a track to play for a while, should I chop the track down so I'm pressing a hot cue to jump to the next part, to then jump to a loop? Should I be using the pad effects to kind of do something creative, just to make it visually engaging? So I'm thinking about that from a content perspective. So we don't always have to be doing stuff by all means, but it can actually play really well because you're trying to keep engagement on your video and people watching it for longer, and
Yeah.
They're watching it. They're not. It's just not just audio. They're not just listening to it. So
I don't do that. That's why Jamie's mixes probably get more views than mine.
Someone else said 192 kbit MP3 is enough.
Oh, get in the bin!
No.
Get in the bin. It sounds awful. This guy just wants an excuse to download off YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that's not your pass to be able to just rip off YouTube on SoundCloud.
Just wait until you try that file format in a club, and you will realize how bad it sounds.
Yeah, wait till you take over after a DJ that's like playing WAVs. You'll be like, what am I doing here?
320 minimum.
Yeah, that's not, no.
It should be like law.
Someone else said playing good edits is more important to the people than actually having skills.
Yeah, so, like song selection
I think is more important.
Yeah.
Number one
100%.
on a DJ's list of talent, like needing to have.
Yeah.
Like you can, even if you can't beat match, but you can play good songs.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
that is like their number one. So I actually totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. This is a similar one. You can crush your party with a Spotify playlist. You just need to have the right playlist.
Yeah,
yeah,
so actually, let me
Similar,
just add,
innit?
DJ Smithy, who said we look tired, also said, my first gig, I forgot my laptop charger. Laptop went flat, then had to plug phone in and play one of my mixes on that I had created beforehand. Was pretending to DJ for the rest of the night. Got paid.
Bro, have I told this story on? I think I told it maybe on the earlier podcast. So I was playing at a festival when I used to have Serato box, right? And Jamie, you said last week that when you Serato DJ, you always leave something because there was so many wires and so much stuff to pick up. So I play at a festival in the daytime and I drive like 3 hours to play a club set at night. Get there, realize I've left my Serato box at there. But I'm like, there's no other option. So I used to have like loads of mix CDs of mine that I used to promo with. So I did a whole like 3 hour set with 3 hour mix CDs. Not only that though, in between the mix CDs, it had like shouts like, you are in the mix with Lawrence James. But I knew where they all were. Oh, nice. So I would just pick up the mic and then just talk while that bit was on. So I mean,
that's a skill in itself to kind of deconstruct your night around these 3 CDs.
Yeah, so people be coming up like asking for requests and I'd be like, yeah, it's on in exactly 34 minutes. But I have had that before where it's just like,
it's mad the experiences you end up having.
Honestly. Talent is not enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is, man. There's some sick DJs that you don't know about.
Yeah.
Like that I follow that's got like no follows, and I'm like, you are sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then some people get. Some people
but who enough for what?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
but
what
I think
this is
what I mean. Like the super skilled ones are just. I care about more about the art and the culture of it, and like just being like the best like turntablist or something. And they don't necessarily want to win like competitions or like want to be like famous or want to be doing like Coachella. They just love the art. But
from a creative outlet standpoint, it could just be that, are you doing it for yourself or are you trying to do it for other people? And I think this is where you should always be doing it for yourself, and then other people can come into it, and that's where you start earning a living out of it potentially, because you take your passion that you're doing for yourself and start trying to then, use that in a creative way to get gigs and, do it for other people. But there's many people out there that just want to DJ and do it for fun at home. They have no intention of taking it further. And that's great. That's, I think, talent is enough then, because they're doing it for themselves anyway. So it's as talent as you want to get.
For sure.
I'd rather play surrounded by clubbers than be in the backstage or the VIP area. Me and you are different, boy.
Wait, he'd rather
be like in the crowd with the clubbers as opposed to be like in the VIP or the backstage.
Right. I'm 50-50 on this. I'd say some events yes, some events no. Like I don't want to go to like a crazy drum and bass night and be stood in the DJ booth. Like I'd want to be in the crowd with everyone. Yeah. But some events you kind of just want to step away from it. I guess. Yeah.
I'd rather be in the crowd. I like dancing and letting my hair down. Yeah.
I'm pretentious. Get me a AAA pass right now.
I get bored.
Yeah, no.
I'm just
I get
I'm
that.
here to talk. I want to dance.
I need to be on at least my 4th beer, and then I'm in.
Yeah.
Early doors, VIP. Like check. Hello, how are you? All that stuff.
Yeah.
4 beers, dance.
Yeah. Enough talking.
Have we got any more in the any questions?
We've just got some comments as well. DJ Turk said weddings are way easier. Just going back to that comment before. Right. Weddings are way easier. Clubs need different skill sets, and you have to read the crowd and dance floor.
Interesting. I would have said weddings are way harder. Like if I had to do a wedding, I couldn't do it.
Oh, really?
No.
I think weddings, you have to be more prepared musically as well, from like a very wide spectrum, because anything can come your way.
Yeah.
And it's very much like there'll be certain people, important people at a wedding, the bride, the groom, or whatever, that want specific songs.
Specific.
Like if you're not playing their
Specific.
specific songs, that's it.
Like,
you're a bad DJ.
Everything's attached to an emotional part of like somebody's life, isn't it? It's like it's important. Yeah. Like I actually did one. I did a wedding in Harrogate, and the groom had sent me over like what they wanted for the first dance. Right. So they started dancing. I played it, and everyone's looking over at me. I'm like, what? And I'm like looking. I'm like, and he comes to me. He's like, "This isn't the song." And he asked for some Coldplay song, and he basically sent me the wrong Coldplay song, but he'd done it. Obviously, like I looked like I was an idiot.
No.
So like he's like, "Do you have it? Do you have it?" And I don't really play that much Coldplay, right? So I'm like, oh my God. And it was like in the middle of nowhere. So there's no streaming anything. So I just typed in like Coldplay and crossed my fingers, and I had it. I had like this song that they wanted. I'm like, oh my God, thank God for that.
Wow.
So yeah, stress. Jesus, that stressed me out thinking about it. There's nothing wrong with people using their phones to record your DJ set.
What do you mean? Like filming you?
Well, I think as well, like, you know, people in a crowd who always, you know, there's always complaints like people in a crowd with their phones up. Oh,
see, I'm like,
you're more like be in the moment.
Yes, 100%.
Definitely when I was younger, I filmed like everything. Yeah, but you never watch anything back.
This is what I was going to say.
Really.
You never, ever look back at it.
The amount of gigs I go to, and I'm small, I'm not tall, and I'm watching gigs through other people's phones because I can't see it past their hand with a phone. And I'm like, you're not watching this back tomorrow. I guarantee it.
They don't. No one does.
Do you know they're really annoying? And I'll look at the camera for this one. You guys who put somebody on your shoulders at a festival, get in the bin.
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve? Like, do you know what I mean? I can't see.
I get it, yeah. I do get it.
I want to see Drake. All right. But yeah,
I'd say put the phones away.
Put your phone away.
I like these clubs.
I want you to film and then tag me for promo.
Yeah, from a DJ point of view, I get it. But I think a lot of people are just doing it to be the next upload on a techno page on Instagram or something. Do you know what I mean? Like they want to have their video uploaded or something. It's not like they're going to look back. It's not for the memories, is it? You know what I mean?
No, I think about all of like the concerts and stuff I used to go to and just like spend like an hour filming the whole concert, and like I've never ever watched one of them back because it's like, why?
Yeah,
I don't need to experience it again. If I want to watch, I'll just watch on YouTube.
Yeah, Gerald comes back and says, I bet you played that Coldplay song with 192k bit.
Oh, well.
I love this.
You know what, Gerald?
I love this.
You might have got me there.
I know he's got you there.
You might have got me. You might have got me there, Gerald, to be fair. Oh, my God.
Oh, Gerald woke up and chose violence, didn't he?
I love this podcast sometimes.
I'm out. Should we get to a game?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Right.
Oh, the laptop has been turned once more.
Shuffle about.
If you didn't tune in last week, gang, it was beatbox covers.
Right.
And Katie was in the building, and we struggled. We struggled.
I've made it a bit easier this week.
Okay.
This one I'm going to call, off the top of my head, I might just call it, I'm tripping balls.
Oh. Right. I'm tripping balls.
Okay.
Okay. Good DJ.
Right.
Go DJ or no DJ? I'm tripping balls.
Definitely go DJ.
Bear with me. So, what the idea of this is...
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yep, it's that one. What the idea of this is that I'm going to play songs minus 50% speed.
Oh, chopped and screwed.
Chopped and screwed, yeah. So, first to get it. Are you ready? I've got 10 here. Does this work?
Oh.
Obviously, play along in the chat as well.
You know what?
Come on, who's going to get it before the vocal? Well, yeah, it is that, but what is that?
Rock Your Body.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh my God. You know what? I got it from the first note and then I just second guessed myself.
No, just go for it.
Jeez.
Is this I think we could probably get away with copyright here. I think
think
we're
we
all
can,
right
yeah.
for this going on.
I like this game.
I think Spotify like us. Anyway,
We'll see.
And speaking of that, leave a review. You know, if you enjoy this.
if you're enjoying a podcast, hit that
Leave a
subscribe
review.
button, please.
Okay, so next one.
What y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic.
Well
don't
done.
get it-
Okay,
if you don't
We've
get it
got a bit
first-
easier.
God,
you
don't
don't
even
get
have
it-
room to breathe here.
Forget to the vocal. Imagine a night where you played everything at this speed and everyone had to
boy.
dance in half time, like
yeah,
half
yeah,
the speed.
yeah.
Anyway,
Didn't you?
it's more than half the
what's it?
speed,
Didn't you once film a music video for
We
someone?
did, yeah.
What? How did you do it?
So we were filming a music video and we recorded it at half speed. So we had the vocalist listen to the song at half speed. We were playing the song out loud at half speed.
So you had to
and he
perform
was
it at
like
half
performing
speed.
really slow.
Ah,
But
right.
then when you play the video back in double time, it looks like he's going super
He's
fast,
going
but it's
really
normal
fast.
speed.
That's clever.
Look at the Busta Rhymes video for Give Me Some More.
Give Me
That's
Some
done the
More.
same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm just going to go back to the first one, Rock Your Body. We've got people online that guessed time after time Cyndi Lauper.
I thought
listen,
that at
listen
first.
again.
Oh my
thought
god!
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, right. Are you ready for the next one? Go on. How quick can we get this? What is it? I'm not going to play anymore. I'm not going to play anymore.
Oh, wait a minute! It's play that bit again. It's
Hold on.
is it Fresh Prince? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god! I know that. Oh. Is it Will Smith?
Getting jiggy with it.
Is it Will Smith?
It's- yeah.
I knew it.
We can both have a point there.
I feel like you found my glitch here. My brain doesn't compute this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, you're usually really good at these games.
can't get
aren't you?
these.
I knew it was Will Smith. I just couldn't get this
Yeah,
song. I
so
knew
do
it.
it,
Fresh
do
Prince. I
it.
thought Fresh Prince, and I was like, yeah.
It's that little
Yeah.
scratch at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next one.
Oh, it's Beyonce.
Beyonce,
Cu-
yeah.
It's not Cuff It.
Break
is
My
it? It's
Soul, Break Your Soul,
that's it,
Break
yeah.
my soul. Yeah. See what she sounds like. Pitch down. Sounds a bit ill. Right. We're gonna switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go for this one. I'm just gonna have a look at the comments while we've let this one get into it. Right, I'm gonna skip in.
Oh, it's
Dance with somebody.
yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Are you getting this well? You know, I think you do really.
It was the woo.
Oh right, okay.
Are you playing on Serato?
I am. Yeah.
All right. Oh, Weekend?
No.
Oh, I think it just
It sounds a bit more
sounds
like the
sounds
Weekend
like the original,
originally. Yeah. Right, I'll skip him.
No,
No.
No.
Keep going.
no.
Come on.
No. Oh, Temperature, Sean Paul.
Yeah. That's why I kept pausing it.
I
Because I
would
thought,
not
as soon
have
as that vocal
Nah.
comes
No,
in.
nowhere near.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. We've got a few more. We've got 4 more. Let's
Okay.
get into it. Skip
Guys,
it
if
again.
you have any questions for after this podcast, then put the questions in the question box, obviously.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Oh,
Oh, We Found Love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in the game.
yeah, that sounds exactly the same.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that was one of them songs I hated. I hated playing like
Did you?
the week after it came out.
Right, we could just carry on mixing on Serato.
Yeah, yeah,
A
let's
little bit
go.
of a slow jam mixing. Right. I'm gonna skip to the middle of this.
Oh, Swedish House
Yeah,
Mafia. Is it?
Don't you worry, child?
Don't you worry? Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell you
yeah,
what, you getting these well, you know.
all right,
I
yeah.
thought these would be harder at
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point, but
Yeah,
no,
right.
well done.
The synths are definitely more distinct than the
Do you
drums.
reckon? Yeah.
You what?
The thing is, you won't know at this point because no DJ has ever played this part of the song.
Oh.
There's a clue. No, I'll have to skip him.
Oh, I'm a Van Helden.
Whoa,
Yeah.
nice and
That was
quick. That
rapid.
was
Yeah.
very quick.
Yeah, you don't know me. You don't know me.
Well done. Right, last
tune.
one. Right, I'm only going to play the first second of this again.
Disclosure latch.
You know, well done. I think you did really well with that one.
Every clip I've ever seen of Disclosure DJ set, they just always tease that little.
Yeah.
I used to love just scratching it. I used to definitely over. When it came out, I was like, that's all I used to do was just scratch all the time.
And the crowd go mental.
Yep.
Guys, if you listen to this podcast, then there is a special discount for podcast listeners. It is off the record, all in capital. So you just head to wearecrossfader.co.uk.
Yep.
And if you want to get into DJing, or you want to get more gigs, if you just bought a new Flex 4, for example, or you're into house, or Danny's just dropped a new techno course which launched a couple of weeks ago, which has been one of our best selling courses ever. So if you're inside that course, then thank you. And if you are interested in getting another course, or you want your first course with us, then off the record is the code, and you get 20% off any of the courses, only for legends of this podcast.
That's right.
And if you can like and subscribe and leave a comment or any of that's good stuff, we have seen the numbers kind of go up like by the hundreds every week. So big love for that.
Yeah, man.
Any questions?
Have we got some questions?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look at some questions.
I mean, very broad one that we always get. We can touch on it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right, our record box.
How to get more gigs for someone who just
gigs.
joined the industry.
Yeah.
Well, there's a clue in that who's just joined the industry. I mean,
Yeah.
there's definitely a big part of it where I think don't rush
Yep.
to get those gigs if you've just joined. Make sure you're confident in where you want to be going, confident in your skill set. The last thing you want to do is get a gig if you're not confident in DJing yet, because first impressions do kind of count if you want to, build a bit of a reputation.
Yeah, no, I put an Instagram post out on Monday and it had loads of replies. And I said, what's your DJ goal for the next 6 months? And, feel free to put yours in the chat now. But I said, what's your DJ goal for the next 6 months? And probably 75% of people said to get more gigs. Now, like I say, we built a course from the ground up, which is helping DJs all around the world get gigs. So if you want to go and check that out on our website, wearecrossfader.co.uk, go and check that out. But if you're just new in the industry, you got to think about why do you want a gig? Like where do you want to be? We've talked about earlier, like wedding DJs and clubs and all that kind of thing. Like what do you want to do? Why do you want to get yourself a gig? When I started out, I wanted to be in clubs. I heard good DJs in clubs and I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want to start off small in that kind of club scene, or would you rather start doing like parties and events and family parties? Is something going on in here?
I don't know. Sneeze, Scott.
There's like a wave of illness just going around. But yeah, and don't rush it. That's a big thing. But you do want to rush it when you do want to rush it. As soon as you learn how, as soon as you've done your first transition, you're like, I am Diplo.
Yeah, get me out there.
Yeah, there is a tendency for that.
Big
Sure.
time.
I remember when I first started, I was the same. I was like, I can DJ now, yes.
Yeah, is that with anything in life where you learn something new? I got a personal trainer last year and I did like 2 sessions and I was like, I am the Rock. Like anything in life.
Someone's just said that my bigger goal this year is to get my mix to be heard by more people.
Yep.
Well, inside of our DJ Hub, which is our monthly membership, we review people's mixes. We review people's social media, their Instagrams, their TikTok, their SoundClouds. We listen and we give like direct feedback how you can improve it. So go and check out our DJ Hub, where that is if you want like direct feedback from us, then that is some way you can do it. Yep. If you want direct feedback from the community, we've got a Discord with thousands of DJs in there. So just search Crossfader Discord, and there is literally a section called Share My Mix in the Discord where people share their mixes every day. And you can also chat with us there as well on our Discord.
Yeah, we've got another. I have a question. Maybe you could do a tutorial on how to edit songs with variable BPM. Now, this is something that's covered in our DJ transitions course because that's specific to those DJs who want to mix across different genres, learn how to transition between different genres. And part of that is like your funk, soul, old school tracks, rock tracks, things that are recorded live by live drummers. The BPM does fluctuate throughout. So you either need to do one of two things: find a part that you can loop that, has a consistent BPM, or create a flexible beat grid, which is something you can do in all softwares now. So we've got tutorials on that in the DJ Transitions course. It's just about setting grid markers throughout the whole song. You've got to put a bit of effort into it, but once it's done, it's done.
Yep.
What else have we got here? We've got, this is a good one. Does a half-size tempo fader have half the tempo range? That's very good though. Like, how would you know any different?
Yeah.
But actually, no. What it is that you just have you've got much less control over creating really fine movements with the tempo fader. You can still speed something up or slow something down by either, most DJ software, it's around plus or minus 6%, 10%, 16%. And then it goes up to even 50% or 100%. And you can change the range of the tempo fader within the DJ software. Obviously, the actual physical fader doesn't get any bigger or smaller. Yeah, no. It's just you then, if you do the most finest movement on that tempo fader, it might jump by 0.5%, whereas on a larger tempo, it might jump by 0.1%.
Which is, especially with Record Box, it's a really annoying thing for beginner DJs as well, because for some reason it's still got 2 decimal places that you can't change, which is like...
So they're desperately trying to get these 2 decimal places exact, and actually it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter. It's so finite.
If something is 0.01 to 0.011, it's not going to make a difference really to your mix. Yeah. Like on CDJs, it only has 1 decimal place. Yeah. So you're only ever matching it to 1 decimal place, even on CDJs. So then you get a controller and you're trying to match 2 decimal places. Doesn't really make sense. It'd be better they took away the 2nd decimal place and just forced DJs to, if it's going to go out of time after 2 minutes, because it's 0.05% difference, then just give it the tiniest nudge of the jog wheel and you're back in time. I think that's a better approach.
You find them just basically on all the beginner controllers, just because obviously they're usually smaller and they're trying to save space elsewhere. Yeah. But interesting question that.
Another good one. Any tips on transitioning from the DDJ 400 to dual CDJs if I got a club gig? We do have, again, just plugging the course, is CDJ Masterclass course, which is all about this. It's all about getting you ready for the club setup. It's not a how to DJ course. It's a how to use a club setup. Everything you need to know, from connecting to, how to go back to back with other DJs, how to take over from other DJs, how to, plug in a whole set of CDJs if you've got the right wires, if there's wires missing, how to DJ with one CDJ if there's only one in the venue. All these things.
Actually DJing on it, I don't think you'll have much trouble. That's the whole point of that Pioneer ecosystem. They want you to transition to that, but like Jamie said, there's the issues come around the use of them as like a working DJ, and there's so many like nuances and things that Jamie just explained. But you actually like DJing on the unit, you won't find too much different. Just everything's a bit bigger.
Yeah. And the big thing I'd say, and we teach this in that CDJ Masterclass course, is how to change your DJ software so it feels more like playing on CDJs, because the big thing to remember is you don't have stacked waveforms on CDJs. The amount of DJs that get caught out by that because they've got reliant on seeing these waveforms stacked on top of each other. They know when it's out of time, they know it's in time because they line up. Then they go on CDJs and boom, the waveforms are split across 2 CDJs, and they're like, oh, and it's that thing of you've got to have that reliance in going, okay, well, I know that I can listen in my headphones and get it right, and I don't have to rely on that stacked waveform. So that's a big thing, is practice without the stacked waveform.
Yeah.
One more?
Yeah.
Also, what are your thoughts on doing events with that controller and MacBook, assuming we've got balanced XLR runs? I'm not sure. Wait, any tips on transitioning? Oh, right. So then, and what thoughts on doing events with that controller? Okay, so it hasn't got the best output. So
is this the
DDJ 400? Like taking a DDJ 400 out to a venue or a club.
Yeah, it's a bit more pro.
You do. Yeah. Again, in that course, we show you how to plug in a controller into a club setup. So you run the controller through one of the mixer channels, and how to safely put a CDJ to the side and put your controller in place. So you can do it in a club. I'm not saying you can't, but if you're going directly into a sound system, again, the RCA output is not ideal to go into a big sound system. It's not designed for that. So just keep that in mind. You probably want something with XLR outputs.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for, looking good. Thanks for putting on a suit, putting on a dress, having a shower, doing your makeup, really paying the entry fee, getting past the doorman.
You can tell we're getting much more relaxed, or are we just going insane? I don't know.
I think the guy's right. I am really tired.
The studio lights just blaring at us.
The guy at the beginning was right. We are tired. And on that note, see you later.